So good morning, LinkedIn family. It's time for another coffee with Bob. And I haven't done one in a while. It's been kind of crazy with this whole pandemic. I had to take a little time off from LinkedIn because things were getting a little bit heated, and I kind of don't like that. And I know whenever I want to get out of the whole negative mind frame and I get tired of the negative posts out there, I always turn to my good friend Rachel here. Uh, if you're not following Rachel Beck, you need to. If you're not connected with her, you got to connect with her. She has probably some of the most inspirational posts on LinkedIn today. Welcome, Rachel, to another coffee talk. And this is the second coffee talk I've had with Rachel so far, and each time it's a great pleasure. So thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I love your coffee mug. That is fantastic.
Actually, so I got a couple of friends of ours, girls. They actually made this for me. They got a little what's that, Cricut, I think it's called, like a little Cricut business going where they're making coffee mugs and they're making t-shirts and all. They made a nice welcome sign for our front door out of wood and everything. Very cool stuff. So I always got to promote them. They made me actually two of these.
These are great.
And unfortunately, they all say this is probably bourbon on it, which I guess I should have a conversation with them about that.
I think it's fantastic. You definitely need your own coffee mug with your name on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, they do a good job. So I got to ask this question. Your posts are amazing. They're always filled with positive energy. They always look on the brighter side of things. They're always uplifting. How do you keep that up during these times, right? How does one stay in that positive mood? How does one keep that just energy flowing properly? I mean, especially now we're in almost 6 months of a pandemic.
Yeah. This is so easy to answer. It's a really good question. And thank you for good words. Here's the reality, Bob. I've had so many crises in my life that I know how to handle them. And the most important thing, and this is just my opinion, is to remain calm during a crisis. It does not help. It would never have helped me in my situations to lose control. Staying calm is what got me through the situations.
Wow. Awesome. I wish I could practice that. I mean, at least for me, especially these last few months have been extremely stressful. As you mentioned in our pre-conversation, I took off a little bit of time from LinkedIn, and it wasn't because I didn't want to be on. It just, the negativity that was starting to boil up in LinkedIn was just kind of getting to me. It's gotten to the point where I am now starting to weed out people. So my connections, if they're engaging in a negative way, if they're just being overall negative, I'm just disconnecting from them now. I'm unfollowing them because I just can't find room in my life for stuff like that.
Yes, yeah, and I talked to my network about that because they know I will only surround myself with kind, supportive people in my network. I won't even comment on a post where someone's putting negativity out into the world because the world is hurting enough. People are hurting enough, and that's the reality of it. So people will be remembered for how they treat others right now. I can't say that enough, but that's the truth. Mm-hmm. And I watch some people and I'm like, how could, the world's crumbling. People are hurting. People are losing their jobs. They're losing loved ones. And you're still choosing to write let's just say it, the horrible comments that they're writing. And I'm coming to the point where you're coming at, where I either remove somebody from my network or block them. Because I don't even want to be associated with that right now.
Yeah, makes sense. And I can't speak for a woman, but I can speak as a male who respects women. I don't even know how women are handling some of the things that are going on. I mean, there's this sudden rise now on LinkedIn where people think it's a dating site, right? They think they can, it's like LinkedIn Tinder. It's crazy. And I don't get that as well either. I mean, we're a professional networking site, right? We're supposed to be involved in helping others build their business, entrepreneurs build their business, help the entrepreneurs get new clients. It's why I do the posts that I do, helping other people expand their networks, because that's what it's supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about making comments about women.
Yes, and
And
thank
on their feeds, I don't get that.
you. I have like a couple theories about this.
Do
and I
tell.
let me say this. I removed this is really interesting. So over the last year, I've blocked one woman and the rest were all men. Take a guess at the reason why. I've asked many, many times for comments not to be written to me about my looks or my body. They make a choice. I truly can't feel bad for them because they're making these choices. Like doors open, doors close. You and I know how that works.
Yeah.
I know that none of my girlfriends appreciate it at all whatsoever. And it takes people like you, and I have other male friends who have been writing some really powerful posts about it, asking men to stop, because they will listen to you over me. I can say it a million times, but they're gonna listen to the men. And I know 5 posts that went up probably like last week or the last 2 weeks that were like, stop. These women demand a respect. They demand you need to look at them as intelligent human beings. So thank you, my friend, for being a voice for women.
Well, I'll be honest. I am very blessed with strong, powerful women in my network, and I respect the types of posts that they have. In fact, I'll be honest. Sometimes when I tag people in my post, I always get concerned because I've got so many women that I'm tagging, because I'm so blessed with super women, right? They're very powerful, and the reach is very big, and I want them to be connected. And all I could say to the other guys out there is, you got to respect them as much as you respect the guy that you're working with. I mean, these are business people, right? These are entrepreneurs. These are professionals who are not only building businesses, right, or supporting the corporations they work for, but they're probably raising a family as well too, or thinking about raising a family. That's what women do to begin with. They're juggling more than I'll ever juggle, even as a dad and a grandfather now. My wife still juggles more than I do. It just amazes me. And I think women shouldn't have to demand respect, right? They shouldn't have to say, this is the way you should treat me. You should expect it just by the things that you do, and the stances that you take. You should get that. That's why this sexual harassment that's happening on LinkedIn, this bullying that's happening on LinkedIn, it's got to stop.
And
And
that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, Bob. That's what you and I are doing every day. We're trying to educate people to make it stop.
yeah,
And people make choices, right? And you and I get to choose our response. Let me just say that.
well,
I'm yet to understand why people would want to be removed for either of our networks. I'm not understanding their thinking, but they're adults. They can make their decisions, and we can respond.
yeah, and I'm sorry. I truly believe that there is a karma to the world, and it's going to come back and bite them all in the butt, in the long run. I mean, you always receive what you put out there, right? And if you're going to put out there good stuff, you're going to get good stuff back.
And let's add this, because I'm sure you see this too. So I've like blocked somebody, and then he had written me inappropriate comment about my looks. And then he popped up under another new profile, but it was so obvious, with the same name but a different photo. So yeah, I automatically knew
Good.
that it was him. Like, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Rach, I love your messages. I love your posts, and I am so blessed and honored that we are connected. You are beautiful, and you're a beautiful soul, and you have beautiful, wonderful things to say. So I thank you, and thanks for having coffee with me again.
Oh, thank you so much. Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Okay. We were talking and it really moved my heart one day. The dogs that you know that are working with PTSD.
Yes.
That really touched my heart. Can you kind of like share a little bit more about that? It really moved me.
Oh, that's wonderful. But can I do can I do that in a post?
Yes, yes.
'Cause I don't want to run over because I
Okay,
think this is an important message that we need to get out there, and I want to trim it. But let's have another coffee talk about that. I'd love to talk about it.
I would love to talk about that with you.
Cool. All right. All right.
Thank
Well,
you so
thank
much.
you again. As always, I really do enjoy speaking with you. And thank you for everything that you're doing on LinkedIn.
Thank you, my friend, for
Okay.
everything. I hope
Bye.
you have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.